Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me. And you know this, or at least you should by now, right? Okay, for those of you that have never been to this channel before, my name is Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant. I did a wonderful 22-year career with the NYPD. 15 of those years were spent with the elite NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle unit. The name of this channel is called Robert Simmons Paying It Forward. And on this channel, I share my knowledge, experience, and training that I received from the elite NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle unit with you guys, the motorcycle riding community. And I focus primarily on slow speed motorcycle operation because that's the area where most motorcycle riders are very uncomfortable. And I want to help you be the boss of your motorcycles. I don't want you to be intimidated anymore. I also do practice sessions and private lessons. If you're interested in that, please check out my website. And I do product reviews, product installs, and anything that I feel would be beneficial to you guys, I'll always share it. All right, speaking of you guys that have never been here before, boy, are you in for a treat today. And the rest of you guys, strap in. So you guys know that Harley Davidson invited me out to Arizona to the Inde Motorsport track to test ride the new ST models of the Road Glide and the Street Glide. Those are 2022 models. And before I say anything else, I want to thank Harley Davidson. I want to thank Matt. That was the first point of contact. Then Jennifer and Paul, who I believe is their boss. But all three of these people, they work for the public relations portion of Harley Davidson. And let me tell you something. I just sent Jennifer an email today telling her that she has the perfect personality and work ethic for what she does. I mean, she took care of more stuff than I thought that she did. And she just did a great job. So I appreciate her, Matt, just everybody there, the whole Harley Davidson crew. And I'm talking about the engineers, the designers. They just did a phenomenal job. And what I'm referring to is making us feel welcome and comfortable and accommodated and just professional. You know, they're just, and I told her, it's not many people that could be personable, professional, you know, pull all those things off. It's very rare. So again, I appreciate them. The Wyman brothers, it was great meeting them. Again, great guys, personable guys, and full of knowledge, right? Years of motorcycle riding under their belt. So I appreciate them. Nick, who's the CEO of Champ School. Again, a wealth of knowledge, and he knows his stuff, knows how to ride, personable. And you guys are going to see later in the video, I tell all three of these guys, really all four of them, because we're talking about the three Wyman brothers and Nick. I told them it's one thing to watch them ride a motorcycle, and it's another thing to listen to them instruct. You know, it's a gift to be able to instruct people on how to do something and keep them engaged and get the message across or the point across, whatever you're trying to do. That's a gift, and they have it, you know. And again, it has a lot to do with their method of delivery. I've heard the same thing about myself, but definitely I see that with them. I was engaged, and I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of the stuff that they shared with us, with you guys. Important stuff. So it's important that I let you guys know. I'm going to share a bunch of stuff with you, all right? There's going to be some videos that are for entertainment, and then there's going to be some stuff for learning. You know, I'm always about learning. It's important, right? And I was going to break this video up into different release dates regarding whatever it was going to be about, but I decided no. I want you guys to experience this in one shot. So you know I don't care about a long video, right? So what I am going to do is I'm going to put chapters in this video. And what that means is in the description section, it's going to show you if you want to watch this, go to this timestamp. If you want to watch that, go to this timestamp. But I encourage you. I don't care if you skip everything else. But when it gets to the portion where the Wyman brothers and Nick are talking to us about riding a motorcycle and the #1 cause of crashes is going wide in turns. And listen, it's so funny. That's another thing, guys. And you're going to see this too. As you're listening to Nick speak and as you're listening to Kyle speak and Cody, you're going to hear a lot of similar things from what I tell you guys. And it brings home the point that I'm always trying to make to you guys. #1, at speed, these motorcycles can ride by themselves. They need very little input from you. And I'm referring to staying upright. All right. Once you start incorporating turns, listen, this happens all the time. It happens in cars too. You have somebody trying to, you know, go really fast in a car or on a motorcycle, but let's stick to the motorcycles now. And as soon as the turns come up, where you have to start applying some technique, that's when you lose people, all right? Now, on a motorcycle, you might lose somebody in the way of they lose their life. And that's because they're going into these turns too hot. So I'm not going to say a bunch of stuff about it. I want you to listen to what they have to say. And I want you to also understand and realize a lot of the similarities you're going to hear when I say things to you, like everything we do on a motorcycle is subtle, right? I say that all the time. If you do something herky-jerky, your motorcycle is going to react herky-jerky. Okay, so that's going to be a portion of this video. Of course, track day, us taking the ST models out there. And let me tell you something, guys. This is my first time being on a legal track. I've been on street tracks before, and you guys know what a street track is. But a legal track where you can just let loose. You don't have to worry about, you know, running into something other than a pit or, you know, hitting somebody. You know, just you in the road concentrating, but being instructed by professionals, all right? Professionals. And if they see you doing something wrong, they can tell you and they can correct you. Now, let me let you guys know, we were not racing out there. That's not what this was about. Yes, we're on a race track, but we weren't racing, right? We're just trying to follow the people in front of us, the instructors that are in front of us, try to put our wheels where their wheels are. And in myself, if I saw that Nick, who was in front of me, if Nick was here in a turn and I was here, going too fast, right? And that's where the trail braking comes in. Again, I'm gonna let them talk to you about it because in my mind, I'm just trying to stay on the throttle to go as fast as I can. And then I'm noticing my boards are scraping the ground. And when I say scraping excessively, that's because I'm going too fast. And the only way I'm gonna be able to compensate for that speed, I'm gonna have to lean the motorcycle over more. And, you know, that's another reason why people crash, because they lean too much and up in one of the wheels and, you know, beyond the motorcycle's lean limits, all right? These are baggers. They don't have as much lean limit as a sport bike. But, all right, not going to get into all of that. Again, I want you to listen to what they have to say. And please don't fast forward this part of it, guys. Listen to what they have to say. I'm going to take you through me walking into the Casitas. That place, Inde Motorsports, just a phenomenal place, man. I mean, I was very, very impressed. I remember I told Matt, I said, Matt, I'm not that guy. I'm not sleeping in a storage container, a tent. No, I need good accommodations. And they were good accommodations. Everything was perfect. Nice size bed. And again, I'll show you guys. That'll be part of the video. I really don't have anything negative to say about this trip. Harley Davidson did a top-notch job. They really did, you know. From the flight, and then the chauffeured ride to the facility, and then you get in there and a nice gift bag. This shirt was one of them, right? Very nice shirt. And let me tell you something, guys. I don't wear a lot of clothing from manufacturers. I just don't, you know. But I really like this shirt, right? Perfect shirt, especially, and it's made out of nice material. Then they gave us another long sleeve shirt. And later on, we got another shirt and got some posters and, you know, just good stuff. They fed us. All of the food was good. And then another portion of this video, Cody Wyman, he decided to take us out on the track. It was just myself, Jen, and Bjorn. Took us out on the track in I think it was a minivan. It was a Blazer. It was a Blazer. And man, we were whipping around that track. I love that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. So shout out to Cody Wyman. That was just awesome and unexpected. And then because I actually got there before everybody else. And then the next day, when we were actually going to ride the motorcycles on the track, they took us out again in the vehicles, and now we're separated into different vehicles. And this time, Kyle was the driver, and it was myself, Cycle Fanatics, and Blockhead in the back. And at this time, we were in a minivan. And I told Kyle, we have to redefine what a minivan is after that, man, because we were all over that track. You'll see that. A lot of fun. And the funny part about that is Queen Sit was in an SUV with Nick as the driver. And let me tell you something. If you guys know Queen Sit doesn't like heights. Queen Sit don't want to ride fast and in groups. So look at this picture of Queen Sit in the back of the car when they stopped. That says it all, right? Gotta love Queen Sit, I'm telling you, man. And Marble Kid I think Marvel Kid 87 was in, yes, he was in the car with them. We just had a blast. We really did, guys. So, and then we had a great time on the track. I'm going to show you guys some excellent footage of that. And I'm going to be doing very little editing on that, guys. I want to give it all to you and leave it up to you what you want to watch. Me, of course, I'm watching it and I'm watching it and I'm watching it because it's me in it. And I see myself, and then I see Nick, and I see Kyle, and I see Psycho Fanatics, John. So good stuff, very good stuff. All right, guys. And then lastly, we took a ride about 45 minutes up into the mountains. This is the only negative part that I can think of for the trip. And that's because, and I told John, I'm gonna tell Blockhead too, we manifested this because we were talking about the misfortunate times when you have SD card problems or micro SD card problems and all hours of recording is just gone. And that's what happened to me for reasons I still don't know. But all of the recording that I did going up there is gone. So, all right, it is what it is. But if you guys are interested in getting some footage from that, please check out Psycho Fanatics because he's got the footage. And yeah, I was bummed. I wanted to show that to you guys from my point of view, my vantage point. But hey, the good news for you guys is it makes this video just a little bit shorter. But I don't think that's a good trade-off because it was good stuff. All right, guys, anyway. We're going to start with me in the airport in Savannah, Georgia, leaving for this trip. Let's do it. All right, guys, so I'm at the airport. It's about 6:30 a.m. My flight leaves at 7:35. I love Savannah International Airport because there's never any issues here. There's never any overcrowding. I don't have to get here 2 hours in advance to catch a flight. This is the airport, and I'm accustomed to airports like JFK, LaGuardia. So this is beautiful, always easy, and I appreciate it. But I'm very excited. There's the plane I'm going to be getting on, so at least it's here as of now. There are no delays. I got my drone here with me with one of the new stickers on it. Oh, look at that. Nice stuff. And I'm excited. I'm looking to have fun. I pray for a safe flight, and I'll be, putting stuff as I go on with this video, and looking to give you guys some good content. I'm excited to see what's out there, and I want to share it with you guys. So I'm just going to relax until it's time to board, and then relax on the flight, and go from there. What's going on, guys? I am here. I made it. Thank God. I am in Tucson, Arizona. My driver, who's shy, he doesn't want to be on camera, the chauffeur, he's waiting inside because guess what, guys? I made it, but guess what didn't make it? My luggage. So it's coming on a later flight. So I'll be contacting American Airlines to be compensated for what I paid to check the bags. But you know what? Taking it all in stride. There's all kind of stuff going on. Psycho Fanatics and Queen Sit, they all missed their connecting flight, so they're coming on a later flight. So, we're all dealing with something, but what do I always tell you guys? Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. What do I have? I'm here safely. And that's really the most important thing, right? Anything else after that is minor. And just a little delayed. But you know what? It's 11 something in the morning here. I've gone through 2 time zones. And the event that I'm going to be at doesn't start till about 6 p.m. So no rush. I'll have to wait here for about an hour and 45 minutes for that other plane to land. And let's just hope there's no issues with the luggage. All right, guys? All right, so that's it. I'll be here waiting. All right, guys, so finally I have my luggage. A little bit of discrepancies as far as my drone case. Clearly somebody went in it and whatever. Don't sweat the small stuff. We're on our way. It's about a 75-minute drive. It's 57 degrees here. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, which is, you know, fine for me. Where I'm going is a higher elevation, so it's going to be cooler there, but that's fine. All right, so once we get there, I'm going to show you guys around, and if I get a chance, put the drone up and let you see what's going on there from an aerial view. All right, guys, so finally made it here, and I'm impressed. And you know, it's so funny because I was telling Matt's the guy that initially made contact with me, PR guy from Harley Davidson, and I just met him, just great guy, and I heard great things about everybody associated with Harley Davidson. But I was telling him, I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be staying in a tent, a storage hangar or container or anything like that. It's just not me. And I looked this place up online. Of course, I did my due diligence, and I was pleased with what I saw. And I'm even more pleased seeing it in person. All right, check this out, guys. So these are the rooms for all of us, and they have our names on the door. All right, that says case. My room is right here. I got the F room. Think of that what you want. My name is on there. And then next to me is Jerry Palladino. I heard him through the wall talking. I still hear him talking. And this says Blockhead. And there's some more rooms down there. I don't know where my buddy John is staying. Of course, I'll find that out. But let's take a look at this room, guys. Let me take the key out the door. But I got to tell you guys, first impressions mean a lot. Just look at this, guys. First impressions when you walk in. Now, it's chilly out here. You can't feel the heat when you first walk in, but it smells new. The floors are nice. Here's my luggage. Where you can hang everything. Some extra pillows. We got some coffee maker, which I won't be using, but I know who will be using it. A guy that loves to drink a cup of coffee, a cup of Joe. That's John. Okay, we got a refrigerator with a freezer and a refrigerator. Is that what's going on? Yeah, full of water already? Oh, that's great. Because that's what I was worried about. Am I going to have water? And a freezer? I'm assuming somebody left that in here because I don't think they would leave me ice cream. But that's what's in there. We got some silverware. All right. Corkscrew. I won't be using that. All right. And we got the bathroom here. Very nice looking bathroom. Oh, look at this. Nice looking toilet. Elongated bowl. Very important, guys. Very important. Especially for us men, when we have to sit down, we don't want to make contact with the porcelain. I'll leave it at that. Elongated bowl, thank you. Very nice looking shower. Very nice. Nice tile. Look at this, guys. Just very impressive, right? I'm impressed. I'm comfortable already. I haven't even settled in. Some towels. Oh my God, guys. And the towel is not cutting my hand. You guys know if you stay in a hotel, they don't even know what fabric softener or dryer sheets look like. Everything is hard. It's like sandpaper. Nice looking bed. This is a king size bed, guys. King size bed. Oh, it feels comfortable. Some night tables. Nice chair to relax on. A table. We got a TV on the wall. We got Wi-Fi here because the cell phone signal is not that great. And look at this. We got a bag, a Harley Davidson bag. Let's see what we got in here, guys. You know what? Let's come back to the back. Let's finish looking at the room. And here's the view from the back of the room. Right? We got a nice, look at how big this door is. I mean, you guys can't really tell how big this door is, but it's a big door. The track is right behind me. And this is pretty much where a lot of stuff is going to happen. You can come out here and relax. You got furniture out here. Well, there's a chair and a table. And you know what, guys? I'm gonna put the drone up and just fly it around here and see what's going on. Let's go see what's in that bag. But I'm liking this, guys. I'm liking this a lot. But first, let's read what this says. It says, well, I'm not gonna try to have you guys read it. I'll just read it to you. A new breed of speed. Thank you for joining us for the press introduction of the Harley Davidson Road Glide ST and Street Glide ST, powered by the Milwaukee 8 117 engine. Inspired by the performance bagger trend and the King of the Baggers Championship race bike piloted by Cal Wyman, these baggers are for the customer who just can't get enough. As a member of the media, you are one of the first to experience this motorcycle outside of Harley Davidson's development teams and dealers. The Road Glide ST and Street Glide ST are designed to give performance riders an advanced start on their builds, and we are extremely proud of what our world-class engineering and design teams have accomplished. We look forward to hearing your feedback and answering your questions. This event is designed to give you all the information you need to help tell the Road Glide ST and Touring ST stories to the world. We are looking forward to riding with you, Paul, Jen, and Matt, Harley Davidson PR team. And guys, I've been in touch with Matt and Jen, not Paul yet, I don't think. Or maybe that's the guy I just met up at the front desk. I don't know, but either way, great people already, right? I'm really big on first impressions, and they've made very good impression through email and now in person. Okay, let's get into this bag. Okay. Oh, okay. I think this is one of the Wyman guys. They signed this. That's cool. What else we got here? Oh, okay. We got a shirt. Let's lay that out. I'll show you guys what that looks like. All right, not bad, guys. Not bad at all. Got a Screaming Eagle patch, Ohlins, the Harley Davidson patch, Moto America, Dunlop. So this is clearly from the racing team. And on the back, got the Harley Davidson Screaming Eagle. And we got some more logos on the right sleeve, nothing on the left. Very nice. Very nice. Nice touch. Let's see if we got anything else. Yeah, we have one more thing. And that looks like a shirt. Let's open that. All right, there it is, guys. Very nice looking shirt, long sleeve t-shirt. It feels good too. I might have to put this bad boy on today. And nothing on the back. Very nice, Harley. Very nice touch. All right, guys, I'm going to get settled in. And then I'm going to throw the drone up briefly because I know we got some event coming up. Let's see what time it is. It's 4:23, so I actually have plenty of time. It's not like there's a commute. But I'm so happy to hear that we're not going to just be on this track tomorrow. We're also going to ride out. That's awesome. Tell us your name again.
Cody Wyman.
All right.
We got a Chevy Blazer here.
Jennifer, we done. It's souped up, right? Bjorn. This is souped up, right? No.
Just you got to be gentle to the rental. They say, right?
Well, we'll be as gentle as possible.
Nicky
Good on the right.
out here setting up cones. We'll be on the lookout for him.
So right now we're just taking a tour of the track that we will be riding on tomorrow. Good on
That's
the right.
our wheelie hill right behind us. You can see up and over, a little kind of blind.
What is it called?
Wheelie hill.
Wheelie Hill.
Oh yeah.
Why is it called that? People doing wheelies?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, is this someplace you guys frequent often? Or
For Harley Davidson, we've done a little bit of testing out here with the race bikes, but we also do a couple schools and training out here, and this is a great facility for the track, but also, as you can see, that barn and lounge and classroom, really good classroom setting, a couple different classrooms, and all the members that have their garages out here as well. So yeah, we got a couple of good laps on the new race bike for 2022, and just kind of fine tuning and getting some of the gremlins out.
okay.
So yeah, 22 corners, a little over 3 miles, a lot of elevation. Here's a front straightaway, so like we just saw, over on our left there's the track, there's the scoring tower. Over start finish, it's kind of where we had our pit set up for hot pit.
So are you the only guys that ride motorcycles on this track, or is this really for cars?
So it is. It's a country club. So there's an annual membership fee, and cars are out here today. They can kind of switch between bikes and cars, and obviously great lighting and great ambiance and environment. But
Absolutely.
also members that can fly their own planes in here. So
Oh, really?
This is a long enough that.
Oh, they land in here?
Yep.
Wow.
So it's a registered airport. So. Hey, we need the track closed from 1 p.m. to 1:20 p.m.
Yeah.
Because there's a plane coming in. And they'll come in. They got hangars as well. And
Get out of here.
yeah, really cool. Just a jewel in the desert.
You can do a lot of cool stuff with a remote location.
Oh yeah.
Because driving to here, it's like nothing's over here, and then all of a sudden, as a matter of fact, my driver drove past it.
You hit the dirt road?
Yeah, it's easy to.
No, he didn't go that far
right
past
it.
He passed the entrance and then was like, whoa, and stopped.
Try to get some heat in the brakes here a little bit. Don't want to warp these Blazer rotors.
It's not gonna take much.
We'll start to pick.
Enterprise.
Down here, turn 4. So 4 right-handers in a row leads us into turn 5. Really slow corner. First time we get back on the left side of the tire. Right, left side of the tire hasn't been used in a little while.
Yeah.
Looking off your left shoulder out of 5, headed up to 6. Kind of a blind corner, turn 6. You can see this curving. Try to stay off this curving. That's what that's doing right there. You can just generally feel that. Turn 7, downhill. Really hardest braking zone on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Downhill, trying to get it slowed. Just like on your motorcycle, you always enjoy riding up the canyon, but down the canyon, right, you lose some of that grip. The surface is kind of falling away from you. So always just being aware with elevation. A little straight line here. Here's rolling into Wheelie Hill. This is where we just entered the track off your left.
Okay.
Radius here is great for testing. A lot of time on the side of the tire, being able to push the bike and feeling whatever it's at its limit. Down here into blind turn 14, so you start your turn in before you can even see it. Pretty cool. Long radius, maintenance throttle, right, or neutral throttle, very light throttle. Making a little straight line here. Trying to get some heat in the tires a little bit.
Is this car front? Is this front or rear wheel drive? Rear, right?
Yeah, rear and feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. We gotta get this traction control turned off somewhere.
You might have to park.
This reminds me of Evoc.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I saw, yeah, TC and then StabiliTrak. So it'll allow more G load side to side. Cool. Let's do it. Straightaway is always time to kind of relax and blink and breathe and wiggle the fingers and just focus on your entry here to turn 4. Picking up the brakes, feeling the weight in that left front. That's really what's helping steer the car. Right, it's kind of like that ski, you know, you put weight in that outside front toe, and that's what's helping it really rotate.
Yeah.
Feeling that weight transfer forward. Light in the brakes, letting it roll out.
There we go.
Wide. Line turn 5, slowest point. Get it turn pointed. Drive.
Woo! I'm annoyed we're in an SUV.
GM makes some good stuff.
Oh, yes, they do, apparently.
Brakes here in a set. You guys good back there?
Yeah.
Okay. Brakes. Up wheelie hill. Little straight line. Coming to turn 12. Using all the racetrack. Biggest radius possible, right? We paid for all the track. We might as well use it.
Might as well
all.
use it.
Brakes up in here into 14, sticking with the brakes. Eyes are across, looking right hand window. Go, 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 go. Come on, give me some power. Down here in the 18, big exit corner. Got that exit curve, might as well use it. Come on. Brakes in the way in here, 2021. Try to make it one big straightaway.
Nice.
Back here, turning from the white line up and over into 1. It's a little bit light at the top of that hill. Back in the throttle. Back in the brakes. Get it turned. Just interrupt.
Very nice.
Interrupt our filming over there.
And the birds.
All right. We'll cool it off a little bit.
And when was this rented? Okay. Really?
You do
Put a signal light on.
car stuff too, Cody?
Yeah, I've worked with the official Corvette school, which is in Pahrump, Nevada, just
Yeah,
outside of
Spring
Vegas.
Mountain?
Yep, Spring Mountain, working with GM and Corvettes and Cadillacs. Done a couple different other gigs for different manufacturers. Everything, this is a 4-wheeled motorcycle. You know,
Yeah.
Steering angle is lean angle. When you're straight up and down, we can use all the power till tires spin, use all the brakes till the ABS kicks in, but trail braking, the way any car or motorcycle was designed to be driven or ridden, right? We brake, we start easing off brake as we're adding steering. Trying to use the least amount of steering as possible.
Yeah.
Trying to have the biggest contact patch up front. A little air going too.
That was awesome.
It's almost as fun to drive a slow car fast.
Well,
That was
the most
fun.
I've ever had
In a black.
equinox-based
Yeah.
crossover.
Cool.
Now, had I known about this, I would have had a GoPro up here. I'm sitting here trying to hold this thing like this. Why do I smell brake?
Yeah, four people in here to try to get it slowed.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope that's just because I'm early. That was nice.
Yeah.
I bet they never knew. They never knew. Let me get a look at a picture of this. A Blazer. They never knew that it would be driving like that, boy. I mean, I wish you guys could have just seen how that looked from the outside. I can only imagine. Those tires were using every bit. Outstanding job, man.
Thanks, Robert.
Outstanding job.
Thanks for coming, man. We'll have a good couple days here.
Oh man, that's the kind of stuff that I always want to do, but there's no legal place to do it. And definitely not like that, man. And definitely not in a Blazer.
You know, and there's some racetracks who just they won't let us do things like that, and that's what's so good here about Inde Motorsports Ranch is we can drive cars on track, we can shoot guns, we can do it all. We can
really?
fly in, yeah.
Awesome stuff. Woo! All right, guys, we're gonna eat dinner first, and we're gonna have a little presentation. But we have some people that came a little late, and I'm excited now because I got my friends here. So we got Queen Sit right here in the building. And
Let's go. Turn out, we made it, y'all. We made it. We here. I'm gonna ride this motorcycle.
fitting to ride it. And Queen Sit, yeah, she's pointing at it. She's pointing at that street glide.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The road glide is nice, of course. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something about the new one. Now, any other one?
Yeah.
It's something about this right here. I don't know what it is.
I know what it is.
Fender.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Because the road glide has the fender too. So it ain't the fender. It's that Batwing fairing. Oh.
Only thing though, the reason I picked road glide, that compartment.
Yeah.
I'm missing that space.
You want the pockets.
I need the pocket for my snacks.
I was just
I'm on just put my phone, just setting it right there. What do we do? Oh, this one.
No, please. It ain't gonna fit in there.
I can't do it.
Not our phones.
That's the only
Yeah, but don't you keep your oh no, you're right. You do keep your phone in that pocket.
Yeah, and then I do have a
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
yeah.
But
That's
I
where I
need
keep
that
it.
Space. I need that spot.
I hear you. I hear you.
Like it's beautiful.
Well, but they're gonna talk to us. They're gonna give us some pointers and tips, so help us out with our reviews, and then we're gonna tear it apart. Tear it apart.
If you want to swing, well, we're actually like 30, 40 minutes over to Thursday.
Marvel Kid?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, man? What's up?
Ex-New Yorker.
That's right.
Trader, bro.
Trader to the people. All right, what's going on, guys? Way too early for me, 7:37 in the morning. So for Georgia, 9:37. But I don't care. I see 7:37. Even 9:37 is early for me. But breakfast is at 7:45. This is the same room we had the briefing in yesterday, and we had dinner. We're also going to have breakfast here. I already see some sterno set up over there. And of course, we see Psycho Fanatics. You know what he's doing. Like, first things first. When we wake up, usually the first thing we do, we go to the bathroom. John, cup of Joe. So this room is ours for the day. We can leave our stuff in here, which is good because, of course, most of us have a lot of stuff. And because the temperature right now is 28 degrees. So a lot of gear, but it's going to warm up to about almost 60 today, which is good. But initially, we're going to be riding these ST models. This is the Road Glide, okay? And over here, we got Matt and Jessica right there. What did I say?
Jess.
Okay. Oh, that's Jess. Yeah. Jess, her two wheels. No, that's Jennifer. Thank you for the correction. And here's the Street Glide, the favorite of mine, of course. You guys know. Put in the comments. You know what? I'm not even going to ask you to put in the comment section which one you prefer. You know, because we're all going to have our preferences. Very few of us are going to sway from what we like. But at the end of the day, all I care about is that you enjoy what you like. And most importantly, you know how to ride it properly. Okay, that's key. Because I want you guys to be safe, and I want you to get 100% enjoyment out of the motorcycle that you ride, no matter what kind of motorcycle it is. And how do you get 100% enjoyment? You learn how to ride at slow speeds. Okay? So we're going to talk more about the Street Glide and the Road Glide ST models. Talk to you about the differences. Well, you know what, guys? I can kind of do that right now, and I'll do it on the Road Glide. So let me start by saying, guys, yes, this motorcycle has a 117 engine, but it should not be compared to a CVO because it's not supposed to be competing with a CVO. This motorcycle was designed for people that want a performance type motorcycle. And like I said before, by no means is Harley Davidson saying this is going to blow every motorcycle out there off the road. That's not where it is. It's giving people a head start that want to actually build their motorcycle into a performance bike. Okay, so let's go over the differences. We'll start at the front. And when I say differences, I'm not talking about a CVO. I'm talking about let's compare it to this motorcycle, a Road Glide special. Let's do that. Okay, so the difference is the wheel. It's the same wheel, just a different color. Okay? All right. The suspension, it's the same in the front. Okay? Everything else up here is the front. Of course, the fender is different. Okay? It's a sportier looking fender, smaller. Okay, so that's a difference, a clear difference. Of course, the 117 engine is a difference. Now, the 117 engine, it is not in any way different from a CVO engine. So don't think that they did something different because this is a sport model. No, they just wanted to give the sport model the top engine that was only available with a CVO. Okay? Another difference is the colors that are in the engine, the accent colors. And, you know, my question to them was, with my CVOs, this is red. And that's how you can differentiate a CVO from other Harley Davidson motorcycles, because you'll see that's red. And my theory is that maybe the way you can differentiate an ST model is going to be this bronze. But we'll see. Nobody's confirmed that, but that's my theory. Okay? All right. Now you'll notice here that there's no passenger peg. All right, that's another difference. And the reason there's no passenger peg is because
There's a whole bunch of food over there. He's not even hungry, this guy.
they're not eating yet, are they? Oh, okay. The reason, that's my boy John. The reason there's no passenger peg is because there's no passenger seat. So that's another difference. There's a solo seat on this motorcycle. Okay, and that's good stuff. Next, saddlebags. The saddlebags are not stretched. Okay, this is a difference that clearly you can look at it and see that like almost right away. Another difference, the suspension. Now this doesn't come with the Ohlins suspension. Let me make that clear. But what it does come with that differentiates it from the special are 13-inch shocks. So it raises it up in the rear. Now remember, I told you guys before, if you want to upgrade your suspension, one of the first things you're going to do is, unless you're very short, you need to get more travel in that suspension, and that's a 13-inch suspension. So this suspension is basically the suspension from a limited model, because those come with 13-inch shocks. And I think outside of that, oh, they also give you an LED light in the rear, and they give you a daymaker light in the front. Now the special might have the daymaker in the front too. Well, not on this motorcycle, I'm sorry. That's on the Street Glide. But guys, still incandescent bulbs in the turn signals. And I told them I'm very disappointed with that. Maybe next year. All right guys, so right here, I'm looking at a Street Glide Special. And then right next to it, we have the Street Glide ST model. So I want to go over some of the differences with you while actually looking at both of them at the same time. So you'll notice on the Street Glide Special, you have this tri-bar light on the rear fender. Don't have that on the ST, it's a shorter fender. You're also going to notice that on the Special, these are your brake lights and your turn signals. And you have a reflector right here, which is required. However, on the ST model, the signal lights are independent of the brake light and the running light. That's right here. So because they put a brake light here and a brake light and a running light here, where the reflector used to be, now there's no reflector here, so they have to put it somewhere, right? They should have put it here, in my opinion, but instead they put it on the bags. So I don't agree with that. I know a lot of people are going to remove that because most people want to put lights there that are functional, so that they can be turn signals as well. But you know, it is what it is. You'll also notice this. See this opening here? Now I know limiteds have that. My limited doesn't have that because for CVO, it's painted and it's filled. But otherwise, this is wide open right there. And you can see here on the Special, that's filled. Now if we go look at a limited, they got a nice one over here too. A blue and black one. And you can see here, same thing, there's openings on the back. So they did the same thing back here. And you see here, they have a reflector here. Again, that's on the limited. All right, guys, so those are some of the differences that I wanted to go over with you as it pertains to the rear of the motorcycle. One last thing. Antenna. No antenna on the ST, all right? The antenna is in the fairing. And that's what I recommend anyway. I already talked to you guys about this. I think that this antenna dates the motorcycle. What modern vehicle in this day and age still has an antenna sticking out of it like this? So, you know, again, it's subjective. That's just my opinion. If you look at them both, you can see, obviously, this one has a seat for a passenger as well. We already know that the ST model does not. They have the same exact wheels as I've already stated. Okay, the only difference is these are black and these are gold. Only difference. Same floorboards. Same engine guards. Obviously a different engine. Same headlight, so they bumped up the special to have a day maker. Same incandescent turn signals. Both of them only have a regular shifter, not a heel to toe shifter. They both don't have a trim going across the windshield. They both have the same size windshield. Same mirrors. Same infotainment system. Everything over here is the same. And of course, this ST model is supposed to sit higher. It's supposed to have 13-inch shocks versus the 12-inch shocks on the special. And of course, the special has no LED lights in the back, whereas the ST model has this LED light in the back. It's the same LED light that's on the Limited. Actually, it's the same LED light that came on my Limited CVO. And you'll also notice that on the ST, if I go above it, you can see that the pipes are straight. Whereas if I go over the special, these pipes are slanted. So they come to a slant. Right? All right, guys, time to eat. Let's see what John's eating.
Eggs and bacon.
Eggs and bacon. Think I'll do the same. Thanks again, Matt.
Yeah, no problem.
Pancakes? You want me to ride a motorcycle or take a nap? All right, it smells good. What's going on, man? Not in here. Good morning. Jess,
Good morning.
you dressed like it's 28 degrees.
I'm from Ohio. I'm actually prepared.
Yeah, me too. All right, guys, this is, I'm assuming this is the bike that actually won 131R. Stage 4. Oh. It's Queen sit. Look at these tires. It's like a brick. Does this have a Rockfoot Fosgate?
Call you journalists? Is that okay? Motor journalists?
Content creators.
Content creators? I like
Yep.
that.
YouTube content creators.
All right. For the time, tell us who you are, what do you do, what kind of riding you doing, and we'll just kind of go through the group. How about that? Start us off, young man.
Yep, Chiricahua. I'm a retired motor officer.
Yep.
And my main thing is teaching the police motor officer techniques to the average rider.
Very good. Love it. Glad you're here, Jerry.
John Bednar's Cycle Fanatics YouTube channel. Have a performance bagger as well. We do
Nice.
ride videos, upgrade videos, build videos.
Great, John. Good. And you did a little track time, you said. So
I did on Tuano, Aprilia
Okay,
Tuano.
terrific, terrific. Well, you're going to love this place too. All of y'all. Sir.
Robert Simmons. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant, and kind of just like Jerry, teaching people how to do slow speed maneuvers and letting them know how important it really is, because that really proves that you know how to operate your motorcycle.
Got it.
We're not riders, we're operators. The riders sit on the back.
All right, good. Glad to hear.
Yeah, just wrench on bikes, enjoy riding Harleys.
Yep.
I've been doing it for 5-6 years now, and yeah, just loving motorsports.
Great. I'm glad to hear. Yes.
I'm Zoom. I got a YouTube channel, Motorsports87, and my channel just consists of reviews, group rides, and just community. That's it.
My name is Jess. I have a YouTube channel for Two Wheels, and it's all around good times, riding, traveling, camping, all things on two wheels.
Love it, Jeff. Great. I'm glad
I'm
to hear.
Erica Queensett. My channel is just about doing things you've never done, conquering fears, and just positive vibes.
I love it. Good. Glad to hear.
I'm Case. My channel is TFL Bike, and we're somewhere in between enthusiasts and journalists. So we like to bring news, but we also just bring a bike guy perspective to the industry.
Nice. Great.
The way we design these bikes, the way they're meant to be ridden, is the same way you're meant to be ridden for a race bike or for any other type of bike. The skills are all the same. These guys are excellent at teaching such things.
Appreciate that. We're the Champions School, and worked with Bjorn's team, worked with a lot of Harley dealers over the years, and et cetera. A lot of police departments, high-speed training. And you think to yourself, well, I'm not going to ride up the limit. Okay, well, today, could be today, or could be very soon. You pop over the hill. On the road you've been many times. As you pop over the hill, it's been freshly graveled, and everything is stopped. And all of a sudden, you're at the limit. Today, you come down into a 50-mile-an-hour left-hand corner, and you get in there, and it's 25 miles an hour to the right, and some kid stole the sign, and you're at the limit. So things that we'll get across to you and work hard on with you this morning on the track will be put into play, hopefully, the rest of your lives. And the group we have teaching you, in fact, it's kind of a unique group. We're all national winners, a couple national champions included, a couple future national champions, I think, too. So it's quite an interesting group. Cody Wyman, he's a Moto American national winner. Grew up on dirt track, grew up at the Harley dealership, as you all know, and rides. He's one of our lead instructors at Camp School. Kyle Wyman, 10-time national winner. Feel pretty good? Yeah, it's pretty good. 10 national wins and number one plate in this deal, and really won it from the front at the last race. One of our lead instructors, one of our core guys. So Kyle Wyman, Daytona 200 champion. That's what I'm talking about. Something really good. Grew up on dirt. And Travis, national winner again. 11 national wins. We'll always be one more, won't it? Yeah, so good. That's great. And so Travis, national winner as well, and it's great to have on our team. And my name is Nick Einach, so I'm the CEO of Camp School, and this is a big deal to us, getting across these ideas.
Yeah,
So-
a couple number one plates too.
I did, yes, sir. These are mantras, something you say or do before you ride. I think as a professional rider, you have to develop that. You have to get on these bikes with a mindset of focus. So let's try one mantra. Say it out loud, please. Where am I? What am I doing?
Where am I? What am I doing?
Well, let me answer that question. You're going to ride a motorcycle you've never seen before, on tires you've never seen before, on roads you've never seen before. That's where you are. So let's bring that focus level up. Every one of us has this way to get into focus. And then K-Dub, we're riding around, we're having a fun time, and we have to get refocused after a mistake. What do we do? What's the
Make
plan?
mistakes and we get over them. Right, we start our lap at the next apex if we're on the track. You refocus on what's up ahead, and this both in riding and in life. Right, it's good to refocus, get back. Getting focused to start your ride is fairly simple. Getting refocused when something goes wrong on your ride is a little more difficult. So something that we really talk about is just getting refocused on what the task is at hand.
Travis, how many perfect races, how many perfect laps have you run in your life? None?
Yeah.
So riders, all you personalities that have to have everything perfect, you got to get over that. You got to put it behind you. If you make a mistake, start your lap immediately. Start your ride immediately. So I'm going to say, when you make a mistake, I want you to say, restart your ride immediately. When you make a mistake,
Restart your ride immediately.
you have to have this in your mind, because the mistakes can be pretty big, huh? Right? You can be tossed out of the seat, the thing lets go, and you're up on top, you break the windscreen with your helmet, and you got to land back on that seat, and thank you, Lord, and then restart that lap immediately. And it's a huge part of, it's our first core champions habit. This is the idea that we're going to make mistakes, and the people that worry about them will go across the center line 2 miles later.
Yeah, how many times have we seen on film
or Champ School, we'll film behind and review that. And they make a mistake in turn 5, they're shaking their head, end up running off the track in turn 8 because they're still thinking about that.
I'll tell you, the top of my mind right now is probably the top of your mind right now. If you're getting on your bike, say what you're thinking right now.
Cold tires.
Cold tires. Say it out loud. Cold tires.
Cold tires.
And if you walk out of breakfast, you say cold tires to your friends, and your brand new friend doesn't crash downhill in the first right-hander, because cold tires, that's the top of our brand right now, because that is our main priority, getting those tires warmed up. K-Dub, second thing we think really counts. What do we really focus
So
on?
we're going to talk about grip and how to live within the confines of grip. So we got this front tire here, and this tire is only capable of so much. It has 100% of what it's capable of. Can we all agree on that?
Yep.
Grip is not unlimited. So on a day like today, once it heats up, we got a dry track, we got warm tires after a couple laps, we got a lot of grip. You know, we can really use some lean angle. It's a sliding scale. You know, yesterday we had a little bit of sleet in the morning, and grip was a little bit low. We still have 100% or 100 points of available grip, but that scale is much lower. Okay, so we think about the front tire having grip between lean angle and brake pressure. Grip is lean angle and brake pressure. So if we're leaned over at 0% of lean angle or 0 points of lean angle, we can use maximum braking in a straight line. If we're leaned over at 80 points of lean angle, we can use 20% or 20 points of brakes can go to this grip before we lose traction. Now, like you said, it's a sliding scale, but where we see our biggest issues is riders that are too aggressive. Let's say they're grabbing 40 points of brakes at all times, but on a nice warm day in a parking lot with no lean angle, you can kind of get away with it. But it's when the pace is up or the grip is down that we lose grip immediately when we're past 60. Okay, so we want to load the tire before we work the tire. We want to sneak that brake on to push that contact patch against the asphalt, literally put more rubber against the asphalt. Once we've loaded that tire, we can really ask it to work. Our grip goes way up through the roof.
I like this idea. Say it out loud, please. Load the tire before you work the tire.
Load the tire before you work the tire.
The nice thing about y'all, you can start taking these messages in everything you do and just get this idea. So as we get towards the corner, in this case, we're talking quite a bit about cornering. We've got our throttle open. We close the throttle to the brake lever. As we close the throttle, weight starts to go forward. We sneak on the brakes. Weights go forward. Weight goes forward. And Kyle, you're talking about that fork has to move forward. Then the tire gets loaded, doesn't it? How long does that take?
It doesn't take a very long time, but we can't stab the brakes. We can't grab the brakes. We want to be really smooth with the first 5% of our input.
The V.I.Preloaders have the rear brake covered because we always cover the rear brake. Again, we're just getting in the habit of doing it because when we're doing this stuff, we keep our foot on the rear brake. Doesn't mean we're applying pressure. Because if something happens and we need it, we don't want to have to now go to it because then you're going to smash it. All right, that way we could just apply light pressure. Everything we do is subtle.
Yeah, let's take those verbs. Let's try to eliminate those from our vocabulary. You know, for you guys really have a great audience, and people are going to listen to y'all. So when you hear grab, stab, flip the motorcycle in, all these verbs are really kind of giving us a false sense of what the motorcycle is, how the motorcycle is designed to be ridden, right? And Kyle, you're talking a little bit of, mentioned cold tires. So, you know, how do we really get heat in the tire? How do we generate heat in this front and rear tire?
Really, we have to squish this carcass to generate friction. So accelerate, brake in a straight line is best. We just push that tire against the asphalt, accelerate, brake, Weaving is just going to warm that outer edge. We need to warm the tire from the inside out. So that's how we can really create some heat. So we load the tire before we work the tire. At lean angle, we can sneak that brake on. That tire will take a tremendous amount of load. I can really put all my weight into this thing, but an abrupt load, you're down immediately. Everybody see that? At the same lean angle. Okay, so you may have heard, don't brake in a corner, don't use your front brake. Every time I brake in the middle of the corner, my bike stands up. If you grab it, it will. So the initial input into that tire, front or rear, is going to be everything. Can you pick up 1 point of brake pressure when you're at 99 points of lean angle mid-corner and tighten your radius and miss that car who's coming across the center line?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
The drill for that, riders, is while your buddies are flapping their lips after breakfast, you stand by your bike and roll it forward with 1 point of brake on. Your brakes are on, but you're rolling your bike forward. That's that 1 point. These riders have a quarter point hand. They can pick up a quarter point. They can pick up a quarter point to slow and tighten their radius. We'll talk about that in a moment, where their competitors cannot. Their competitors have a 3-point hand, and they have problems with those ideas. So the whole thing here is that you can coach yourselves. If you roll your dirt bike out of the truck and stab your brake, good or bad? Complete fail. Complete fail. You ride your bicycle, stab the brake lever, complete fail. You drive in your truck, you stab that brake, complete fail.
Easy with that rear brake. Easy with it.
Complete fail. So all of a sudden you start to live this whole life, because at the limit, in the gravel road, at this lean angle, you're now at 99 points of lean angle in the gravel, and you grab 3 and you fall down and you tell your buddies, oh, it's gravelly. No, you had a 3-point hand. You couldn't pick up that quarter point that you needed. So riders, this is what we start to do. So when you feel that initial break, you got to fix it. Don't wait for one of us to come up and say, hey, that was too aggressive. Fix it yourselves. And now you start to coach yourselves in this idea. And
what we're really talking about,
yeah.
Corner entry.
Yep, corner entry.
We're talking about corner entry so much because getting out of the corner, accelerating, is fairly straightforward.
Yep.
Right? If the bike's pointed and the road's opening up, we can accelerate, we can take away lean angle, we can add some throttle and enjoy it.
Exactly right.
Corner entry is where we really have our issues. So we go to the brakes when we get nervous. Really. I mean, there's no brake markers on the street. There's brake markers out here, but there's no brake markers on the street. So when you see that, hey, I got to slow this thing down, we go to the brakes, we sneak that brake on. What happens to that front tire?
It's a nice
We get that
big old
contact patch, we put more rubber against the road. Maybe we've been taught, do all your braking in a straight line, get off the brakes before you turn in. Okay, we give up that contact patch. We want to turn in on less rubber. Let's get rid of that idea. We're talking about putting load into the tire with our brakes and then trading off braking points for lean angle points, keeping that load as we trade off for cornering load. Instead of trying to flick the bike and get that load back, we want to create it and keep it as we add that load.
How about this? Put this in your brakes. If your brake light goes off, on corners you brake for. If your brake light goes off before you turn, you'll never get the sport right. You'll never be the rider you want to be. You'll just kind of struggle along and never get it. We'd like you to go to the point where you go to the brake pressure when you're nervous and tip it in with the brake light on. And just say it out loud, tip in with the brake light on.
So tip in with the brake light on.
So you'll start this morning and you'll be all done with your brakes before the corner because it's a brand new road. We'd like you next lap to go to the brakes later or lighter, so you tip in with the brake light on. And all of a sudden, Kyle, they're riding the bike the way you guys rode it to go 1-2.
Say the best riders in the world focus most on the last 10% of their brake release. Really, really important. That last bit of release as they're finishing their lean angle and getting direction out of the corner.
So they're focused on how they, not just how they pick it up, Trav, how they let it go.
Yep.
And you're seeing, Kyle, you're seeing that contact patch where the rubber meets the road really stretch out and grow and give the rider more grip, more tire to ride on. And that's what you see in racing, or that's what you see, at the pointy end of this sport. The people up front, the people that are winning races, they are riding on more rubber for more time. You go on a street ride down through the canyon, that one rider who's getting away from you a little bit, they're making that tire bigger for more time, right? Stretching out that contact patch for more time, being in control and recognizing that we're going to use those brakes all the way down in there until we're happy with a couple things.
So we're talking about something that a lot of people call trail braking, and we truly believe it's not an advanced technique, because just having 1 point, just having those pads dragging on the rotors, 0.5% of braking is enough to get that load engaged. We've got that contact patch built as we're turning into the corner. I want to ride on more rubber. As you guys probably know, when you have that load, you can feel the bike, you can feel what's happening. Right? We have that ability to adjust. Maybe we don't need a ton of brakes, but we're mid-corner, we've got 1 point of brakes on, and we see that gravel and we got to get underneath it. We don't have to get that brake lever on and get that load and get that tire squished out. It's already there. We can squeeze a little more and make it underneath it.
That's what starts to change your life. You enter the corner with the brakes on, brake light on, so when things happen. And so this idea, Cody, you're coming down into an unknown corner. You roll off the throttle onto the brakes. The throttle's completely shut on the brakes. We don't want to use brake against throttle, especially front brake against the throttle. So make sure that's being taught out there, but we don't want to do that. Close that throttle completely to the brake lever.
You'd say nobody good does that.
Perfect. That's right. Nobody at the top does that.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, we don't want to have the throttle open against the front brake. We want to close the throttle completely to the front brake. So you go to the brakes because why do you go to the brakes? Why do you go to the brakes? Because
Gotta slow
Do
down.
it the way he said it.
Yeah. Nervous.
Nervous. Say it. Go to brakes when you're nervous. This will help so many of you.
Yeah, you're driving on the street, approaching the stop sign. When do you go to the brakes? When you feel like, all right, I gotta start slowing
don't
this.
now.
If I don't do this now, I'm gonna roll through the stop sign.
So you got your brakes on. You're tipping in the corner. And Cody, you're going to use that brake lever until you're happy with two things. What are they?
Yep, speed and direction.
Speed and direction, right? So we'll start to really work on this. And as the pace comes up, we'll pull the brakes on earlier, but we'll probably be letting them go pretty much the same spot, right? The best riders in the world will let go that brake lever almost at the same spot, the slowest point of the corner, when they're happy with speed and direction. So, K-Dub, to win podium on Superbike, win on this thing, what's your variance in lap times over the 20 lap race?
25 laps, it's the fastest lap will be, 6/10 faster than the slowest lap of the race.
Let me count that for you. 1,000, that was 6/10. Every lap he runs is within that parameter. Why? Because he does the exact same thing everywhere? No, because he uses those brakes every time in the corner. If he gets in low under a rider, he uses the brakes to his happy with speed and direction. Out wide, used tire, full fuel tank, happy with speed and direction. So once you start to ride like that, you don't let go of the brakes. You don't let go of the brakes for any other reason than you're happy with speed and direction. And now, then your life changes.
Every one of those laps is a little bit different because, the fuel load burns off, the bike gets lighter, the tires go off, maybe you got lap traffic, you got to go underneath somebody in a corner. The ability to be consistent is not your ability to do the same thing over and over and over again. It's actually your ability to adjust to everything that's always changing on the motorcycle. That's what allows you to be the consistent rider. So, little analogy real quick.
Please.
So, we're in our cars, we're going to pull into the Walmart parking lot. When do you go to the brakes? Whenever you see the turn coming up, you're nervous, hey, I got to slow this thing down. How long do you use your brakes in your car to turn into the Walmart parking lot?
Depends.
That's a great answer. It depends. You use them until you're pointed into it and you're slowed down enough not to run wide over the center line and run into that other car that's in the other lane. We use our brakes until we're happy with two things, speed and direction. When do we accelerate into the Walmart parking lot?
When you have your direction.
When you have your direction, not until you can see that the road opens up, you can unwind that steering wheel. Okay, so we're just taking a really basic 90-degree corner into a parking lot and saying, look, we're trail braking in our car. We don't accelerate until we can actually take away steering wheel. It's like we get into an off-ramp off the freeway. We use our brakes down in there. If it tightens up, which a lot of them do you just keep winding the wheel until you make the corner? No, in your car, what do? You smoothly put some brakes on, the radius tightens up, and you make the corner. When do you accelerate? Not until you see that off-ramp start to unwind. Okay, so what we're talking about is really what we do naturally in our cars. And there's a lot of techniques out there. There's a lot of things that's out. Brakes off, power through the corner. Okay, what if the corner tightens up? Right, so we don't accelerate until we can see the road is clear, until we can see that road opening up. But ideally, we take that braking zone and we can move it into the corner, even if it's just one point of brakes, so we can keep that contact patch, keep that confidence, that adjustability in place.
Why would we beat on this so hard? Because you may not know this, but the last few studies have shown the #1 fatal spot for motorcyclists is running wide in corners. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Running wide in corners. So you can imagine the rider lets go of the brakes, the fork rebounds, the bike is designed to go wide at that time. Bjorn's group designs the bike to quit steering when the brakes come off. So they're off the brakes too soon, their initial throttle too hard, and the bike runs wide. We'll talk quite a bit about that. Let's finish up
What
with
we see is, the bike runs wide, so we don't ever want to give up on the throttle.
No,
right? We're
no,
taught to
just add
stay in
lean
the
angle.
throttle, add lean angle.
Oh.
Okay. What if the
Okay, so-
pipe's already dragging on the ground? You're out of lean angle. We can't tighten our corner, tighten our radius until we slow our motorcycle.
So now this is my rear tire. I get the bike in. I go to throttle points. I add throttle points. I get the bike driving. It's running wide. So I just add lean angle points. You got to chill up your spine. You wonder why the sport's not growing? That's been taught all through the corner. So now you got the throttle open and throttle points plus lean angle points. And you try to lean over, you start to drag or just high sides where it pushes the front. So this idea of 100 points of grip, we're always playing with it. We're always thinking about it. Rear tire is brake points and lean angle points going in. We use a lot of rear brake on these longer wheelbase bikes. But we're really thinking about throttle and lean angle. So Kyle, I've got the bike in here. I've snuck open my throttle. That takes weight off the front. It pushes weight in the rear. You sneak open your throttle. It puts the weight and expands that contact patch. Is it time to accelerate?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
If we're in a position to take away lean angle,
Perfect.
we can add throttle points, but not until that.
There's some long radius corners out here. It's a really wonderful track, wonderful road. And there'll be places where you'll hold what we call neutral throttle. And Trav, neutral throttle, what's neutral maintenance throttle? What's this idea here? You're in the corner, you've put the throttle up, but you can't go yet. What are you doing with the throttle?
Just holding it constant, maintaining your speed or your line.
It's not spoken about. Yeah, it's not spoken about enough. Everybody thinks braker. Who's heard that? Braker, accelerate. You should be braking or accelerating. Neutral throttle is huge in your life. So now we're holding neutral throttle, and we're listening to what Kyle said. I'm not going to accelerate this motorcycle, truly accelerate it, so I can see my exit, take away lean angle.
You really think about that off ramp.
Oh,
It's really hard to brake all the way to the point where you can accelerate. So in that middle ground, you have to just hold neutral throttle, hold your radius, which we'll talk about next, until you can truly accelerate. And we see a lot of riders just not having that patience mid-corner in those long radius corners where it's like, well, I'm going slow, something must be wrong. No, you just have to simply wait until you can truly accelerate.
You've beaten those riders who go to the throttle before he does.
Run away in the middle of the corner, respect it a little bit. It's not the rider that gets back to the throttle first. It's the rider that can get back to wide open throttle first. If we're talking about racing, if we're talking about pace, the first rider to the throttle but then has to hold 10% because they're running wide and then finally gets to wide open here versus the rider that respects the middle of the quarter a little bit longer, gets pointed, gets direction sooner, can pick up and go right to wide open throttle sooner.
Yeah. And flip that over to the street. The rider that goes to the throttle too hard, too early, runs wide across the center line into the guardrail. So everybody, this is what you're chasing. You all have a voice, and that's why we're spending the time with you to get this ideas across. Do you think it's okay to flick the bike in the corner? If brake pressure and throttle are always going against lean angle, is it okay to add lean angle quickly? No. So get that idea. Don't think you're going to take those handlebars and flick that bike around because this tire doesn't know why it lost grip. It doesn't know if you stab the brakes or if you flick lean angle at it. You burst over that edge of grip. So everybody, this is what we're chasing with this idea. Don't flick it, don't grab it, don't stab it. When you start to get aggressive, fix it. And realize that in this case, the person who designed, right, the people who designed this motorcycle that's based on the STs you'll ride, don't ride that way. So you're thinking to yourself, oh, I got to ride as fast as Kyle? It has nothing to do with speed, does it, Kyle? It has everything to do with technique.
Just the inputs,
like
the way we input into the motorcycle.
I like it.
So
Good.
No, I just wanted to say I mean, I really appreciate what you guys are doing here and sharing with us. And particularly for my viewers and subscribers, I've done hours of video.
Nice.
This is going to be so important because some people check out with the slow stuff, but the stuff that Kyle is saying here, he's using the same words.
Yeah,
I say all the time, we don't do anything, everything we do in a motorcycle is subtle, you know, and you saying we don't, but that whole demonstration with hitting the tire, wow, it's good stuff.
That's exactly
And
the
if
way it is.
anybody can take a course at the track, you'll learn more at the track
Okay, yeah.
in 1 weekend than you will 5 years riding.
Mm-hmm.
That's without a doubt.
Totally.
And after you come off the track, you don't even want to ride on the street.
Yeah.
It's just, that's the feeling
Yeah,
you get.
be ready.
Every time I come off the track, like I don't ride for like 4 weeks.
if you add speed, your radius opens. If you decrease speed, your radius tightens.
So 3 things are going to determine the radius of our turn. What's one of them, Mike?
Speed.
That's right. And I'm so happy he said speed first because in my mind, that's the highest contributing factor to people not being able to make turns like this. Too much speed. Why is it too much speed? Because people are not comfortable in that range. So how do you get out of that range? Speed or duck walking. We're not going to do either of that. So speed. Second.
So on a bike at the same lean angle, you add speed, that circle's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You close that throttle, you pick up brakes, that circle gets tighter at the same lean angle. You're in your car, you hold it at one steering wheel at the same speed, circle's there. Add speed, circle gets bigger. Decrease speed, circle gets smaller. Now why would we, so it's common sense, right?
Everybody knows that.
Why would we talk about that? Because the biggest problem we see on the street is people not controlling their speed to match the radius of the corner. And when you're out of lean angle, when you're at the limit, whether it's because it's raining and this is max lean angle, or you're dragging the pipe, or you're at your own personal limit, the way we can decrease our radius is by decreasing our speed. We can do it by closing the throttle. Engine braking is a form of braking. However, it's not adjustable. We can't engine brake more in the middle of the corner. So that's why we go to the brakes. We control our radius by controlling our speed with the brakes.
So why is turn 4 faster than turn 14?
Much bigger radius corner.
You all realize that, you see that, and we're gonna train you in a different ways. So let's try this together. Put your hand up like this, please. And maybe for the last time in your life.
Fight the power.
Yeah. For the last time in your life, close the throttle and say, "I hope I make it."
Hope I make it.
Right? You are, right? Yeah. If any of your engineers did that, right, the faster you go, the worse it gets. Because you just. Right. Seriously. So we hope we make it. That may be the last time you do this. Let's do this. Let's get our fingers ready. Get our fingers off the throttle drum. Get them up and ready. Now close the throttle to the brake lever and say, "I guarantee you I make it."
Guarantee you I make it.
And this is what changes your life. This is what makes you very, very consistent. It makes you very quick if that's what you want, but it also makes you very safe. You get on your friends' bikes and ride it better than they do, because you never go like this and go, "I know this corner will make it." You go like this. You go like this, you go to the brake lever, you might pick up 1.2 points. So let's say you do that for the rest of your life, but certainly today on the track and on the street. You come down to our corner, you roll off because you're nervous, you pick up the brakes, you tip it in, and you're into the corner too slowly. Are you hurt? No. No. Next weekend you might remember, I don't need that much brakes for this corner, but you're not hurt, because the number one place we're dying is where? Where?
Running wide corners.
Running wide corners.
You gotta know that. So the riders don't trail brake in, or when they come off the brakes, they go to the throttle, maybe they don't brake at all. Trap.
Do you think there's an on-ramp or off-ramp in the world that doesn't either have skid marks on the asphalt or marks on the outside wall?
Nope.
Because they don't understand radius is mile an hour.
You said that the same techniques that make you safe also make you fast.
Yeah.
I think that there's a big misconception in our sport that it's either safe or it's fast. But creating contact patch, controlling your speed, it creates a lap time and it makes you safer at the same time.
Brakes do two other things for us. What are they, Cody?
Right, it's going to change the geometry of the motorcycle, and again, this motorcycle is going to steer best with the weight forward, but you're also playing with that contact patch, and that's truly what I'm thinking about during qualifying, during racing, is I'm using my front brake, controlling that contact patch as long as I need it.
Yeah. And Jerry, this is why we would get you on the front brake more than the rear, because the front brake more directly controls geometry and contact patch, number one. And number two, we have better feel through our fingers than our booted foot.
Right.
And that's why we would really push you toward the front brake. Not to replace the rear brake, but to be a little bit higher priority than the rear brake.
You know, it's one thing to watch you ride the motorcycle, but to hear you articulate it here. Listen, teaching is an art. It really is. Because a lot of people know how to do stuff, but to be able to articulate it to other people and have them understand it and stay engaged. So once again, I appreciate you all.
Yeah, well, thanks for being here, everybody. It's
Thank you for having
great
me.
life.
All right, guys, so we're getting ready to take a ride in a van just going around the track. But they just gave us a whole schooling on a lot of different techniques. And I got to tell you guys, how much stuff did you hear that sounded familiar to slow speed riding? So listen, guys, this is what I always tell you guys. Whether you're riding fast or you're riding slow, technique is always relevant and it's always important. And improper technique can kill you, right? So especially going fast. Probably not going to kill you going slow. But the stuff that we learn out there when we're practicing is relevant out there. Me saying we do everything subtle, right? Everything subtle. I say that all the time. Look how relevant that is, right? Look how relevant that is, right? So I appreciate these guys giving us their insight. You know, I can't wait to get on the bike and put some of this stuff to practice. Right now, the stuff that they gave us, that's information that they give in the course. I'm probably going to put that in a different video because it's lengthy, but you know I don't care about a long video, especially if it's teaching you something. All right, but all right, we're going to get in the cars, and then later on, we'll see what we're going to do. We got the street glides and the road glides lined up.
Oh yeah. This is a very interesting combo, guys. We got a championship winner driving us in a minivan around a track.
Oh yeah. All right.
Okay.
Things I didn't expect to happen today.
All right, you cleared the first cone, so we're good.
Clear the first cones. So welcome to Inde Motorsports Ranch, my home away from home. I've been coming out here since 2014. I have a membership here, which is amazing to be able to have this track kind of at our
very nice spot.
disposal. It's as you guys know, way out in the middle of nowhere, Wilcox, Arizona, about an hour east of Tucson. And the member corps is not very large, and I would say that I probably get 80 days a year out here where it's just me. So it's,
Wow.
it's amazing. It's amazing.
You don't live, like, you're not from Arizona?
No, I'm from New York.
Oh,
Okay.
I moved to upstate Rochester, New York.
Okay.
Yeah, you're close, sure.
Yeah, I actually, let's close that window real quick.
Oh, so I'm sure you've been to New York Safety Track then?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
where I go, yeah.
So yeah, but I moved to Tucson in 2015, was here for 6 years. I just moved back to New York, but I bought a toy hauler to keep here.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So a little bit of the winter home feel. So
What, we got slalom going on here?
yeah, so we've added a little bit more to this track just to give you guys even more opportunities to feel the handling of these bikes. This back straightaway is pretty long. It doubles as an airstrip. And yeah, so what we have here on the track in every corner really is these cones. We're gonna go to the pointy side of the cone.
Okay.
It's a drill we do. We're just trying to point you down toward that apex. So the apex being where we intersect with the inside of the track when we're online. Being online is, hey, can I run the biggest radius within the track limits? And when you put the straightest lines possible through the corners, where you intersect on the inside is where the apex is. That's what makes
Gotcha.
sense. So, all good with that?
I'm liking this
All
track.
good with it.
Nice sweepy turns, huh?
Yeah, so we're heading up to turn 4 here. We want to, obviously it's a right-hander, so we're going to start to the left side of the racetrack. Brakes down in here, holding those brakes till we got speed and direction. And we're going to add a couple stops, at least in the first session, to this track, just because these are 2 really blind sections. So we're heading up to turn 5 here. Wherever you see double cones, we're going to come to a California stop.
Okay.
Okay. Just to give us an idea of where this track's going. So we see these cones pointing us down toward these apexes. It's going to put us online. So we accelerate out of 5 because we plan to brake for 6. We accelerate, we put weight rearward on those rear tires because we plan to put weight forward on the brakes. And that's the most efficient way to transfer that load. Car, bike, van, RV, you name it. So on these brakes, trading off brake pressure for steering wheel, the same as trading off our brake pressure for lean angle on the motorcycle.
Got some pretty good elevation changes.
Yeah. And views, look at it, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
back to the
make
brakes
sure you
here.
don't look at it.
For turn 8, we call the eyebrow. Down to the 910. So coming up over 10 here, we really want to stay riders right. It's a little bit deceiving on where the track actually goes. We got those cones to keep us on the racetrack. We run out of track pretty quick on the left here. So we have added a U-turn.
Uh-oh.
So the van probably can't do it. I'm gonna just do it once. It's a little big point turn here.
I'm excited about this U-turn.
Yeah. So we've added a U-turn. Get some slow speed maneuvering. I know you'll appreciate.
I will.
And back onto turn 12. So we're gonna make another kind of tight right-hander back onto turn 12 here.
Very nice.
And then we got 12, 13 opening up. We've got one of the most tricky corners up here. We've added another stop because at speed when you approach turn 14,
Oh, yeah.
it is a very, very tight right as you crest this hill. So
yeah. Nice.
we had a little stop here for the first session. And this is one of those really, really long radius corners we talked about. So it's more than 180 degrees. So you've got to have that neutral throttle, patience, wait, until you really see that corner start to open up.
Very nice.
You accelerate 216, open up 17 here, you go back to the brakes, hold those brakes, slow that radius, tighten that radius, so you can really see that exit open up.
How many turns, Cole?
21.
21.
Down into 18 here. Now we've got a chicane here, so we're gonna go back to the brakes, get this thing tight on this curb. Nice little tight chicane. Back across start finish. Just enough room for the van between the cone and the curb here. Another blind entry, so we've got these cones to make sure we keep you low. Entry turn 1. Now we drive it here. What does radius do when we drive it?
What's it out?
Radius opens, then we go back to the brakes so we can tighten our radius. Get direction in a position to accelerate again. Now we've got the chicane here, which is going to be, an on-throttle chicane.
Okay.
We've got to do a lot more pushing and pulling on those handlebars. So we'll do a lot more counter steering through places where we're accelerating, where we can't put that weight forward. We've got to have some bar input.
I like it.
When do we go to the brakes? You tell me.
When you feel nervous. Uh-oh, you feel scared.
Now. Okay, now go to the brakes, put some weight forward, slow that car, tighten the radius, get down on that second apex, no problem. Go back to the brakes, put some smooth load into those front steer tires. Drive it out of 4, because we plan to brake for 5.
California.
Give our little roll through stop sign here. Now, see that patience in the middle, holding neutral throttle to allow the van to continue to turn?
Yep.
Because we've all heard, oh, you should be braking or accelerating. So we're braking, let's accelerate. Okay, well now we got to hold steering wheel to keep it on the racetrack. Rather, let's hold those brakes till we got the van pointed and we're in a position to take away that steering wheel. Back to the brakes, tighten our radius. Accelerate because we plan to brake once more. Let that van turn in here. Holding, patience. And we can accelerate. Now we'll skip our U-turn here. Brake from the outside of turn 12. We'll hold that brake pressure. Now we've got another long radius corner. If I accelerate here, it's going to be really tough. Right? So, our brakes are getting a little hot here too. So.
We are in a minivan.
We are in a minivan.
Oh, the minivan has been reinvented.
However,
You feel it back, like starting to slide out. You feel that?
you know what's kind of fun is that, a minivan, not designed for the racetrack per se. Bagger.
Unless you're Wyman.
Yeah, you're right. A bagger wasn't
Bagger,
too.
not necessarily designed for a racetrack either, but if you put the inputs in correctly, it's pretty shocking how well it'll work. So, back to the brakes, open up the chicane, get that direction, get pointed.
And this is front wheel drive, isn't it?
It is. Back to the brakes, respecting the slowest part of turn 1. Back to the accelerator because we plan to brake once more. Feeding that steering wheel in.
You didn't put your seatbelt on? What the fuck?
Okay, more speed means, hey.
I actually went through this, so I knew better.
So we get out of turn 2 so well that we approach that cone with so much speed that guess what? All of a sudden I need a little bit of brakes.
It's going on.
The guys in the back are buckling up now after lap 5.
So, we all heard over the years, even in our motorcycle instruction manuals at times, you brake in a straight line, you get all your braking done, and you don't brake into the corner. So let's try that. So let's do that. Let's jump off the brakes. You feel that van just kind of come apart. You feel that load get taken away.
You feel it come up.
Yeah, you feel it pop up, that contact patch, even in a car, contact patches get smaller, and now we got to use more steering wheel. So when we jump off the brakes on our motorcycle, we got to use more lean angle on less rubber. So,
Those two don't add up.
Look, I mean, when you really break it, it's not an easy sport. Let me be clear about that.
Not at all.
It is, however, simple. It is pretty simple. If we're approaching a section that has a tighter radius than we're on, we're going to have to slow our vehicle. So get this thing down to this apex, let it turn, then we can go.
I also like the fact that where you guys have the cones, it'll help people look through the turn.
Yeah. It gives you a trajectory.
Yes.
It's direction. That's what we're talking about when we mean direction. Are we pointed yet? We can't accelerate yet.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can. So trying to get that direction as soon as possible by slowing your motorcycle more to be in a position to accelerate once again. That's really where the magic is.
Now tell us the significance of the yellow and the blue.
So these are just curbings for, you know, when you're, especially with cars in
Yeah.
particular, using more than what the track has to offer, so you're not on the dirt.
Gotcha.
So these are the places where you're most likely to run off. Right?
Okay.
So you're, you know, this is your apex. You're most likely to dip a wheel on the inside.
Gotcha.
It just keeps from there just constantly being gravel pulled onto the racetrack.
Yeah. And this track is designed just to run in one direction, correct?
We can run it both directions. However, it's definitely more suited to this direction.
Yeah. Gotcha.
A couple areas get a little sketch. Even so, in this configuration, look, I mean, we have this braking zone. We stab the brakes here and fall down. Our trajectory is going to be a little tough. So in these places, it's just part of our plan when we get on the bike. So think about all these street rides you do, these roads you know so well. Can you think of a place on that ride that always is in your mind? Like, yeah, there's always that one blind stop sign that nobody sees. There's always that one, if it rained last night, there's always going to be water running across that one on-ramp. We all have those things that we have to put our brain on before we turn our key on, rather than lay in the dirt and be like, I knew that was there, right? And I didn't have my brain on it anyway. So when I go out here and ride at Indy, I'm thinking about this wall on turn 2.
Yep.
This wall going into the chicane. It doesn't mean I don't ride. It doesn't mean I don't enjoy myself. It's just part of my plan. It's in the front of my brain. Man, what better way to experience a new product than on a racetrack?
Oh yeah.
Nothing, no other variables to worry about.
Absolutely.
And this is what I had in mind when they told me my luggage wasn't on the flight. Looks okay. Because I know where I'm going.
Yep. How's it going?
I think pretty well.
Yeah?
Pretty well, yeah. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Why do I smell brakes?
I smell tranny fluid.
There's some pee on the floor too, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, my man's gonna tell you.
Look at, I know it. I know Queen Sit. You know.
My man's gonna tell you something.
Let's hear it.
In slow turns, I accelerate because I plan to.
Love it.
Just boom, man. They're ready. They're ready.
Awesome.
We showed
The
the.
minivan will never be the same again. riding. I apologize for the wind. Let me try to blade my body against it. Forgot my dead cat. But right now we're all set up out here. We're at the U-turn location. They threw in a U-turn. I was very happy about that, guys. Very happy about that. Because it's important at the end of the day, right? So we came down that hill, and then we came into here, and you had to make the U-turn. The cones are not knocked over. Wherever the cone is pointing, that's the side. The pointy edge of the cone is the side you're supposed to be on. So that's why they do the cones like that. I don't want you to think we knocked them all down. But guys, this has just been great. It really has. So much fun. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me, yeah, you can ride slow, but can you ride fast? Yes, but remember, riding fast is not just about throttling it. It's not a straightaway. You know, once you start incorporating turns, different elevations and stuff like that, technique is going to come into play. You know, you're going to have to slow down. You got to know when to apply the brakes, front brakes. That's all I'm using. I'm not using rear brakes out here unless I'm going slow. On that U-turn, I'm using my rear brake. Every place else out here, I'm going fast, front brake, and again, everything's subtle, nice and subtle, nice and slow and controlled. What do I always tell you guys? If you do something herky-jerky, your motorcycle is going to react herky-jerky. And on a slow-moving course is one thing. You don't want that happening out here especially, all right? This is why we get in the habit of doing things a certain way. So when you don't think slow-speed motorcycle operation skills are important because you just want to go fast, I'm here to let you know it's building the muscle memory while you're on your motorcycle to be a ballet dancer. Everything's subtle, right? All right. You enjoying yourself, Queen Sid?
Oh my God, I just learned something new.
Okay, Queen Sid is on the 131. She said she learned something new. How to do a wheelie? Is that what you learned?
Yes. No. This whole time I've been grabbing my clutch on turns.
Oh no.
I just close through, but he heard me. And I've always done that. So I did it for the first time that last one around. He's like, don't grab it at all. Just use your engine brake and make it through the turn. It's totally different than what I've ever done. You know, I've been traveling a lot.
Yeah.
We've been doing road trips that way, so it's totally different.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I feel like I'm learning.
And that's key. I learned a few things out here as well. Look at this.
And my hand is killing me right now.
Really?
I'm clutching the whole day.
All right, so this guy's going to be on the back of the motorcycle, and he's going to be recording us one by one as we ride. Going to be doing Queen Sit first. That camera he's got with that gimbal is awesome. Guys, it doesn't get any better than this. When we woke up today, it was 27 degrees here. And I was like, WTF. Oh, this wind. Forgot my dead cat. I was like, WTF, right? But like I said when we got out here, I was telling the guys, listen, the sun's going to be out and it's going to stay out. And the adrenaline's going to be rushing. So we're going to be fine, you know, as long as you dress properly, which we all are. So it's just great out here. We're blessed to have this good day, blessed to be out here, blessed to be invited, blessed to be healthy, blessed that nobody has, you know, been injured on the motorcycles, but just all having fun. So, woo! This guy looks like he's about to rob a bank. And guys, you can't see it in the distance. There's snow on those mountains, which I guess it shouldn't be like it's not like, really? It's 27 degrees this morning, so it's not crazy that it's snow up there. Check this out, guys. Look at this. You know, let's go a little lower, guys. I want to talk to you about something. So this is the Chiricahua Mountains Wilderness. Wilderness is where the earth and its community of life are untrammeled by man, and where man himself is only a visitor who does not remain. So, guys, as impressive as this is, it's not what I want to talk to you about, believe it or not, but let me show you this. It's definitely colder up here than it was. I'm not going to go too far, but you can walk all the way down there apparently. But here's what I want to talk to you guys about. So now, we were told, we stopped, and they told us, okay, we're going to go up into this, onto these roads that lead up here. I think we're 6,700 feet above sea level, and they said, listen, there was some gravel and some salt because they sand the roads or salt the roads because it snows up here. So they told us, be careful. So as we're riding, going on curves, very nice road. And I got to tell you, if it was warmer outside, oh my God, this would have just been that much better. But the scenery's great, it's quiet, it's peaceful. Then we came across an area where there was some debris. I'm assuming it was salt because it's red, I don't know. But in that instant, yeah, you have to slow down. But you know what? That was okay. That was okay because we were told it was going to be like in the middle of the road because the cars kind of cleared out where the wheels go. We got at one turn, as I'm coming up on this turn, there's ice on the road. First I thought it was just snow. It was snow and ice. And I was clearly able to see it. Blockhead's in front of me, and I saw his rear wheel start to go out. Thank God it wasn't a long strip of ice because he would have went over. But he handled that very well. As soon as I saw that ice, what did I do? Remember, I always tell you guys, we practice for uh-oh. And if that wasn't uh-oh, I don't know what the hell was. First thing I did, front brake, slow, nice and easy. And at the same time, straighten my motorcycle out. Because if I'm going to hit that ice, I got to hit that ice without my motorcycle leaning. Because if I'm leaning, I'm going down. I straighten out the motorcycle, slow down enough where I can still turn because I'm on a turn. And then at the same time, I'm putting my hand down, trying to let John behind me know there's ice here. So a lot of stuff going on there. Remember, guys, I told you, being the boss is knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And that's why we practice. All right? Okay, enough about that, guys. This is just awesome. All right, guys, listen, if you want some drone footage of this location, check out Cycle Fanatics. I just heard his drone go up in the air. My drone is too damn big to bring out here on the motorcycle. I'm gonna have to get one of those miniature ones like he's got. All right, guys, so I rode this 131. I stopped halfway. Well, I can't say halfway. It was a third of the way. Wrong. 3/4 of the way up here and switched with John. And all right, I want to go over a couple of things with you guys because I actually rode it and didn't talk to you guys about it. They definitely have it governed because in 5th gear, I got up to a certain speed and it was like, all right, that's enough. So if we're going to compare this to the other ones, we can clearly see, I'm talking about the ST models. One difference is the Ohlins suspension. This one has that. Okay, it has different exhaust, of course, because it's got the 131, so that's a stage 4. So of course that's going to be exhaust, that's going to be headers, that's going to be cams, the heavy breather, and you can see this heavy breather, that's much bigger than the one on the 117. If we look at the 117, and not only that, you can clearly see, you see how much space this has as far as breathing space? Look at the size of that one. But not only that, look at the front. And that's one of the things that I always think about with the 117. It's the fact that the front of it is closed off. Right? So how much air could you actually be getting in that if that's closed versus that one, right? That's a heavy breather. Okay. Another thing I noticed about this one are the front signal lights are LED and they're daytime running lights as well. All right. DRLs in the front. I'm pretty sure the rear, yes, it's still incandescent bulbs. This one has a different seat. So you have more space as far as moving back with the seat. But this seat was very stiff for me. But again, this motorcycle only has 640 miles. So this seat probably needs to be broken in more. This motorcycle has different grips. You see it has the bronze accents on it. It also has the windshield that's bronze accented, right? What do you guys think about that? Other than that, everything else is, it's pretty much the same. no. Now this one does have a space for a passenger, but again, no passenger pegs, so it's really not made for it. Different floorboards on this 131. Oh, look at that. Again, that's a stage 4. And this brake pedal, guys, feels so much better to me than the other one, because, and I know why too. Look at this, right? See the distance between the floorboard and the brake? And if I come over here to this one, that's higher, right? That's much higher. So I feel it as soon as I get on the bike and put my foot on the brake. You know, so, you know what? I know for a fact, guys, these ST models, they're definitely going to appeal to people. Matter of fact, a few people here, they love it. Queen Sit loves it. Her two wheels, she loves it. So it's definitely going to appeal to a lot of people. So I think that they did a good job with this, right? Of course, people are going to buy them and modify them to fit them more, to be more comfortable for them. I know that's going to happen. That's always going to happen, because that's part of the appeal of Harley Davidson. The fact that you can customize the bike to make it as comfortable for you as you'd like. Because again, I'm a taller person, so the seat that comes on these motorcycles, it's not going to work out for me. So I'd have to get something with more of an extended reach. But there are some people that it's going to work out for. When you're building a motorcycle, you got to appeal to a whole bunch of people. So, you know, that's why the beauty is modification on the Harley Davidson. I mean, every single piece you can do if you want. But the appeal for the ST model is that you're not going to have to do as much as and I'm talking about performance. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, guys, so I'm just going to give you a view of all the bikes parked. I took my leather off, guys. And you know what? I didn't know we were coming up here, but you know what? This view is so beautiful. It's so nice up here that I don't even care that it's 44 degrees now. So you guys know this is killing me, because once we get past that, everybody's parked everything is haphazard. And we should be uniform. Now guys, what I will say to you is, and yeah, I know I'm more partial to a Street Glide, but when I look at that Street Glide in my rearview mirror, and I look at that Batwing fairing, oh man, it looks so good, especially with this color of the motorcycle. I really do like this color of the motorcycle. I've always liked gray and black anyway, but it just looks really good. All right, guys, so I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed being in it, editing it. Like, this was a lot of fun, it really was. And I just want to give you my final thoughts on the Street Glide and the Road Glide and the ST model period, but just particularly for those two motorcycles. So first, I know I said it before, but I'll say it again. Yes, that motorcycle, or those motorcycles, the ST models, have the same engine as these three motorcycles, the CVOs. But it is not in the same class as a CVO. And what I mean by that is it's not meant to be compared to a CVO. So if you want to compare it to a Street Glide Special, which I think is a comparison that makes more sense. All right, even if you compared it to a standard, but it really wouldn't be compared to a standard, so it would have to be a special. Would I buy an ST model? No, I wouldn't buy one because it's not for me. But that's the beauty of Harley Davidson. Really, that's the beauty of everything. All right, there's always going to be something for someone, and in Harley Davidson in particular, there's a bunch of different models, and one of those models, or maybe more than one, are going to appeal to pretty much everybody. And the people that it doesn't appeal to, that's why you have other motorcycle manufacturers. So the point is, there should be something out there for you. Limited, Road Glide, Street Glide, Road King. Now those are 4 motorcycles that I liked, so that's why I have them. Even though this one, my Road Glide, is in 3rd place. I keep telling you guys, it's in 3rd place. But the beauty of Harley Davidson, and we all know this, is the almost limitless customization for that motorcycle. So I know for a fact that people are gonna, not everyone, you know, I speak in general terms, there are gonna be people that are gonna buy that motorcycle and immediately, they're gonna change the handlebars because it's the same handlebars on a special. If you had certain issues on a special or a standard, you're gonna have the same issues on this motorcycle. And in my opinion, that includes the suspension. Now, yes, the suspension is higher. It's an inch higher. There's 13-inch shocks on the ST model. And then the special and the standard both have 12-inch shocks. But those same 13-inch shocks that they put on the ST model, those are the same shocks that were on my Limited. And they're still not that great, you know? So people are still going to upgrade the suspension. They're going to upgrade the handlebars. They're going to upgrade the seat. That seat is okay, but for me, you know, I'm a taller guy. I'm 6'1". I need a seat with an extended reach, right? So, you know, the reflectors that they put on the back, you know, like I said in the Harley Davidson dealership, reflectors have to go somewhere back here. That's just the way it has to be. You have to have reflectors on the back of the motorcycle, at least coming from the manufacturer. So because they put that third light, that's the addition on the ST, instead of just these two lights as a brake light, it was a reflector here. Now, if they put a light there, now there's no reflector there. Now, they could have still put it, you know, someplace here or someplace, something like this with the license plate. But they chose to put them on both sides of the saddlebag. I know a bunch of people are going to take that off because most people are going to prefer to have the option to put a light here, and it acts as a signal light, a brake light, and stuff like that. So my point is, you're still going to be able to customize it. You're still going to want to customize it. But like I said before, by no means is Harley Davidson saying that this ST model is going to be the best, fastest performance bagger on the road. No. But what they are saying is this motorcycle is modeled after Kyle Wyman's motorcycle. The King of the Baggers motorcycles is modeled behind that, and it's giving you a head start if you want to start doing stuff, modifying stuff, to make this motorcycle a performance bagger for you, right? So again, we're talking about the option of modification, but they're giving you a little head start with the 117 engine, with the higher shocks, with the chopped bags, with the smaller fender in the front, you know, giving it a sportier look. But, you know, other than that, I like the motorcycle. I mean, I put it through its paces. I was giving it all she had. And that 131, guys, that motorcycle with that 131, let me tell you something. I appreciate power, you know, and I did appreciate, let me say this to you guys too. I did appreciate on the track, that 13-inch shock, bringing it up a little bit. But I want you to keep in mind that the floorboards, the kickstand, all of that stuff is not raised. So you're still going to be, you know, hitting stuff. More, of course, quicker on the left side than the right because the left side has the kickstand. But I enjoyed riding the 131. Of course, it sounds better. Of course, it's faster. You know, it's not like going from a 114 to a 117. A 117 to a 131, that's a huge difference, right? So I know, now there's some people that got on those STs and they were like, whoa, this feels great. It's responsive, you know. Now, of course, my experience was different because 3 of my motorcycles are, well, that's wrong. 2 of my motorcycles are a 117. This has a stage 3. This is a 122. And my Road King is a 114. So if all I rode was my 114, or if I had a standard 107, and then I got on a 117, of course I'm going to feel a bigger difference. But if this is what I'm accustomed to, it wasn't a big jump for me, but it was a lot of fun being able to ride it in that kind of environment. And riding it out on the roads, and having Harley Davidson take some nice shots of us. And let me tell you something, man, they are just top notch. They got their stuff together and I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to doing more stuff with them. And I don't want to talk you guys to death because this video has been long enough, but I feel like there's so much. I wish I could have taken all of you guys with me personally and we went out there and did our thing. But all I can do is try to capture whatever I did on film and then share it with you. And I'll be damned if I'm going to rip you off by not giving you as much as I have. So guys, again, there's chapters in there. Watch it at your leisure. Enjoy. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the ST models, what you think about Harley Davidson, period. And let me know if it's something that you would buy. Let me know if you would want a Road Glide or a Street Glide sport touring model. I know this, and that's the beauty of this too, because this is definitely going to appeal to different kinds of motorcycle riders, right? So I think Harley did a great job with this. I mean, a really great job with this because I feel like it's tapping into a market that wasn't there yet. And, you know, you never know, right? All right, guys, that's going to do it. Again, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It helps out my channel. Hit the like button, and if you'd like to be notified whenever I release a new video, hit that notification bell and switch it to all. And that way you won't miss anything. A lot of great content and great information coming from this channel, Preloader Nation. All right, guys, spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. I want to acknowledge my brothers and sisters in blue out there. Please be careful out there, guys, and know that you're appreciated. Special shout out to the NYPD Highway Patrol Motorcycle Unit, particularly Highway 1, because that's where I worked, and the Motorcycle District. That's where the school is. That's who taught me how to ride these motorcycles the way I ride them. But like I always tell you guys, this is not cliche. This is a perishable skill. If you don't practice and build up some muscle memory, you're going to lose this skill. You're going to rely on instinct, and our instincts are usually always wrong when we're riding a motorcycle. When uh-oh happens, you need to be able to rely on muscle memory. So guys, please practice. Preload and keep it loaded, and practice some more, guys, because practice breeds confidence. And a confident rider is not only a safer rider, but a rider that's going to enjoy riding their motorcycles way more, guys. I guarantee that. Seat time does not equal practice time. Until next time.